Welcome back, everybody. We hit our 50 puzzles completed just yesterday, and now we are picking up again on 51. We are well into the 2,700 rated puzzles now. So I want to see just how far we can go. My record all time is 55, so we just need to get five more right to tie a record, six to break it. Let's head right into this one. See what we can do. Count the material. We've got a rook for a knight and two pawns. Each side also has an extra pawn. So this is going to be the kind of thing where we want to trade down into the correct position. Probably what we're going to do is go eat this pawn eventually and be just in time to get to g7 to stop the king from coming back to the corner. So we have two good options here. Three, probably. One, two, three. What I'm looking at. So we have a king that is on a forkable square with a rook, and we have a knight that can actually go this way and pick up two things as well. So I think maybe we just start calculating this. What if we brought our king up too? We could bring our king up because that's usually just a good idea. King up in the endgame and go after this pawn. We can get targeted right here, I suppose. So this feels like one of those times where we just have to start calculating stuff, and we'll be totally wrong, but we'll learn something about the position by calculating it. So let's just try a check. One check, and then let's say the king goes here, and then we move our king up, and the rook is kind of stuck because it cannot go here, check, because its own king is blocking it. But it could go here and hit this pawn. So then we would push that up the board. Also, the rook can't drop down anymore because the knight is in the way. So basically, we go here and then here, and then this is blocked, this is blocked. When we step out of the way, this is controlled by the knight. That's the only good square left. So we would go like this to guard our pawn so we don't lose it. But then I see that we would have a check here, and I go here. No, I can't because there's a king here. That doesn't work. Now I also see that the king is outside the square of this pawn. So if we can just like somehow trade rook for knight over here somehow, then we would be able to just push this pawn through and promote it. What if we try to go something like this? Then the king comes up. Then we go here and we get checked off, unfortunately. This way, here, here. That's winning for white because we would take the rook and we would lose the knight. Again, that was check, check here. Check. Doesn't win for black. So black's not going to do that. So what would black do in that situation? I suppose they could go for this pawn, but they can never take it because I just come back, check, and fork. So I could go here, here, here. And then it doesn't seem like there's anything that black can do to advance the game. Maybe here? I'm not sure. This is a tough one. It's going to take me a few minutes here. What do you say we go king up right away? I'm inverting the move orders because I was going to play knight, king, king. Instead, let's just play the king first. Where would anything go? What is black trying to achieve in this position in the first place? I guess perhaps trying to get after this pawn or get behind this one. So maybe if I go king up, down, save the pawn, rook behind it, and then this pawn can't advance. And I would just go here. And then the rook can't really do a whole lot. So it would maybe slide here, but then I just push up again. I push up here because now the rook is no longer covering it, and that will promote. So king up seems to just improve white's position a little bit. But I do see that I can basically split the king's duties between two different sides of the board. So maybe I do go like this, then like this. And now what if I push the pawn? Rook can't take because the rook has to cover the back rank. And if the king goes here, then I take the rook. So let's do that again. Check, here, push, take. And I take the rook and the king takes back. And then I go here and he goes here and I go here and I win the game. That's a very simple win, but I don't see why black has to fall for that. I go here, check, king, and I push the pawn. What if the rook just goes away? If the rook goes away, let's just say it goes here. Now notice that these squares don't do anything. The knight is covering the square. If that's the case, can we just promote somehow? No. Go back here. Knight, king, rook goes somewhere, knight here. Sorry, knight, king, pawn, rook goes somewhere, knight back here. Now I'm threatening to promote. The king cannot touch the pawn. Everything would get traded and white would win the game. There's nothing you can do to stop promotion. So it does look like it's knight check, king here, push. Now we're getting somewhere. Rook goes to this side, I go here. And the idea of that is that I'm forking this square, and the checking square. See? Can't come around. Do you think it's knight here? Because it is a check, the king must move. What if the king doesn't come forward? Then it's even better. I still push the pawn, and now it's just worse for black. Check. And that blocks this check. That's the key idea there. The other thing is that it lines up with the queening square. So I think it's here, here. Let's try something else. There, there. Push. Rook goes maybe here. I go here. And the rook cannot take this pawn because it needs to be covering the queening square. So let's just say king over. I queen, rook takes it, knight takes it, king takes, and then this pawn is dead. Here, there, here, there. I take it, here. And then I win with these two guys. Could that be it? Because basically I would play here and here and here and here, like that. And then I just win with a typical pawn promotion. So I do think that's it. Here, this move, push, same thing. Rook is attacked. Rook can't take because I get a queen. Rook has to stay on this square. So the rook does have to leave. There's no time to take the knight with the king because I take the rook. That's got to be it. I think I'm ready to do it. Now, I already have two X's at the 2000 level and the 2571 puzzle. So this will knock me out if we lose it. Can we get it? Got it. Now, pawn push, right? Uh-huh. So here we are going to threaten the other fork. Oh, 2753 on that one. Oh my, that feels good. That feels good. We got 51, everybody. We have 4 more to go. All right, we're down a piece. Winning a piece doesn't help. So we must figure out a method by which we can probably checkmate the king. And I see that this is a runaway square. This is a flight square. So earlier in this series, we talked about how if there's going to be a flight square, you want to put something on the line between the king and this square. So we take this line and we back it up like this. And so we want a light squared bishop there. And so this is a common tactic to draw a king out of a position is we take here and the king goes back and then this knight hangs. So we're not losing a piece, we're actually gaining a pawn. The question is then what? So the main line would seem to be either a knight block or queen block. So let's just calculate take, 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 and then all of these squares are guarded by that queen. This is guarded by a pawn. So there's only two options, here and here. Go like this. Yeah, you didn't know I could make blue squares, did you? Well, I can. So if the king goes here, looks like knight is checkmate. Yes, yes it is. So that's not going to work. And so we don't need the knight, so the king would go here. Then this check is available. So what I'm saying is bishop, bishop, or bishop, king, take the knight, king goes down the board, and then we check here. And the king goes this way, and I don't really need to calculate much farther. I know that that's just going to be mate. He's running. I mean, he's running into all these pawns here. That all the squares are covered. We'll find a way to mate. So that's not a difficult thing to do. So then, what else could we do? Well, obviously, this queen and the knight are the problem. Okay, here, here. Let's say queen. I wish we had like a check or something that would work, but I'm not seeing that. We aren't down by a whole lot of material there. We're only down a piece. So I'm thinking we could just take it, and then if the king took, we get knight check, and then this rook hangs. That feels artificial though. So what if we take, and then when the queen blocks, we go here, taking advantage of the fact that there's a pawn guarding this square. So nothing can block. Like the queen can't block, we take. So then where could the king go? If you go back here, now this square is a little bit safer. Oh no, it can't go there because the knight would check and win the queen. It would be a fork. So we're not going to do that. So if we went check, the king would have to go back to the f7 square. So that seems to be, and then I'm not seeing much of a follow-up there because we wouldn't have a check here that's worth anything, and we wouldn't be able to take this knight either. We can't swing across the check again this way because the pawn is in the way. So, do I want to invert move orders? No, that's ridiculous. This pawn is pinned, so we do have this check as well. We have a check, but again, we have the blocking problem. This might be it. We also have a check back here. I think it's going to be this one because whatever goes here like a queen becomes pinned. So it's not defending anything around it, like here, here, here. So what we go is check, queen, bishop, and then the king has to move, and it can't go back to the flight square. So it would have to go back to here, in which case the knight comes in, forking queen and king, probably actually checkmating, but maybe not quite right then. Oh, we would also be able to take here and then come back and fork again. So we would win a queen. So it's check, queen blocks, take. The king does have to move. Cannot take the bishop because that's checked by the queen. Queen guards that. And the queen can't take it because it's pinned to the king. So that's not possible either. So it would be check, queen blocks, bishop takes, king here, you lose your queen. And so not king there. So what if king here? Hmm. What I want to do is nab the knight, but I can't because there's a queen guarding it, and it's no longer pinned after that. So I don't see a way that we could do anything else. We could take this knight, but it's guarded now twice. So we're looking at check, queen, bishop, king, bishop here, but that doesn't work because it's guarded twice. So that does nothing. I would love it if this queen were weak, but it doesn't appear to be weak. So, and we need to hold on to that bishop too. What I'd like to do is drop the knight in to attack this queen, but then the queen just takes us. That doesn't seem to be it either. Queen. Also, the knight can come here as well. The knight can come here too. So I think after, if the king goes back or something, we may be able to just like drop a knight in, because after queen takes, pawn takes, we're threatening a knight. We're threatening a fork at the same time. But we are down a knight, so that's not enough. We need to get the rook. Oh, right. Back to the first idea. We're going to combine. I wanted to take, take, take. And then later I'm looking at take something and then take. It turns out two of those moves are correct. It is take, but it isn't take. It's actually this. Here, here, here. Check. Only move. Knight. Only move. And now how do we finish it? Knight. We take the knight then. That's checkmate, everybody. We solved it. So yeah, I looked at bishop take, I looked at queen take, and I looked at queen check here. It's a matter of choosing two out of those three that work. So it's not bishop queen. That pair doesn't work. It's not queen then bishop. That doesn't work either. It's actually going to be bishop first, then queen, then the knight. Now the coup de grace. 52. 52. Okay. Black is surely going to take back in one direction or the other. I'm pretty sure we're going to go here so that we can promote our pawn with check. Here's how that would work. Here, 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 sixth rank, sixth rank. Sorry, fifth rank, sixth rank. So we're actually queening first. Take, take, here, 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 queen with check. And then we just shoot back down here and stop the pawn from queening. So there's a wrinkle in this, which is that if I go here, they go boop. Now we have an issue. But I think I can still, that's a wasted tempo. So if I take back that way and they block me, I go here anyway. And then I'm going to run in queen. So they must take it. I take back with the king. And I have a pawn on the fifth and they do not. So I will queen far ahead of them. Take, here, here, take, take. Fourth rank for white, fourth rank, but my pawn is already on the fifth and I have a move. So I will queen first. So just to show that, that's all I have to calculate because I'm already across the center line and have the move. So one more time from the top. Here, 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 here. Fourth, sixth, fifth, seventh, sixth. Queen, seventh. We take it. And there's no way for this king to stop us because if it ever moves like this to try to intercept my pawn, I have a, because they spent a tempo on their king, I have a tempo for my king to go like this. So let's try it. Oh gosh, I hope I did everything right. I'm beating 28-32 level puzzles. Oh, that's it, everybody. That's it. 52. Well, we lost a 2887 puzzle, but we beat a 2832. Let's see how we should have done this. Let's try it again. Is it this way? It is. So the king can run here, here, here. Right? Or do we go here? Uh-huh. And then the king goes here, and then we go here. Take, take. And then we're too late here. And that's a draw. I'll have to run this way while it runs this way. So that's not winning. So I probably use the king. Here, 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 here. Push, push, push. Take, take. Here. Draw. In the interest of time, I should hit the hint button. Right. Okay. Yep. I can do this, right? Now, do I take this and push, or do I just go 1, 2, 3? Their pawn's on the 5th, and so is mine. So I probably want to, I don't want them to queen with check. So I probably have to push the pawn. Now which way do I take? Probably this way. 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. It took us two tries to solve that. Well, 52 is pretty darn good. I hope everybody enjoyed this series. I can't wait to start the run all over again from the bottom. That'll be our 5th run when we start that. This was our 4th run. We got to 52. I guess now we'll just have to try to get to 53 next time. Take care. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. Leave a comment if you did. I'll see you next time.